Okay. So basically, manual handling is the major reason which leads to injuries in our day-to-day work. So it's us who's handling our body in a wrong way, which leads to pain. So we need to correct these postures so that we can reduce these pain complaints. So I just picked a few very common activities which we do in our day-to-day life, and knowingly, unknowingly, it happens that we fall in wrong postures. So whenever we are driving, one of the important things is our head supported on the headrest. While going back home today, just look around. Look around the people in the car. You definitely correct yourself, but look around. You'll see 80% of the people don't sit with their head on the headrest. They are always wanting to watch something on the road. But you adjust your seat in such a way that your head is rested well, your upper back is supported, which will never give you any back complaints, any neck and spine complaints. Because if spine is sitting unsupported for long period of time, it becomes weak, the muscles around the area becomes weak, and उससे हमारे सारे पेन के problems related start हो जाते हैं. Even using the computer, hunching too much and sitting forward, whoever is sitting for long hours, unknowingly this happens. Like we are wanting to read something, like similarly with the newspaper, I would say if we want to read something, we tend to take our neck forward like that. Bring the object closer to you rather than you going to the object. Make that a habit. And similar with the text neck. So how we can achieve posture control is by making our environment fit to us and not fitting ourselves in the environment. You don't have to compensate your body to fit in the place. You have to make slight changes in the environment which will make your body and the posture stay correctly, at the same time make you do the activities you want to. Okay? So in using mobile phone, every 10 degrees your neck is bending down more and more. It's putting that much extra pressure on the nerves and the muscles. So while using the mobile phones, make sure we are just not using it like this, probably like this, which is a convenient way to use also, and you can continue doing your activity. Bending down, each degree which is bending down, look at the amount. It's almost 4 times the pressure borne by the muscles of the neck, which over a period of time, it won't happen in a day, but over a period of time, you do get the neck pain complaints. Many people, if they are right-handed, sitting on computers for long, using mobile phones for long, bending down, they would get these neck pains on and off. One fine day we woke up in the morning and we got the pain. But why has that happened? It has not happened just because you woke up one morning. Over the period of time, your muscles are overworked, it has tired itself, and that leads to such pains. So correcting that, and very simple corrections which you can make at your workstation also is like how for the laptop, she is hunching forward and taking her neck forward. If the same thing can be done by putting just a simple pillow under the keyboard and raising the level of the laptop or the computer screen, and at the same time keeping your neck straight. So these are the fine tunings which we can do at our workstation. So you making your workplace fit your body and not you are compensating in order to fit in that workplace. Driving also. So we want our arms to be bent slightly while driving. A lot of people have a habit of driving like this. So if we are driving like this, you have to push your neck forward in order to look over the road. So it's important that your heels are supported while you are driving, your knees are slightly bent, backrest आप कर सकते हैं 90 to 100 degrees के बीच में, which so all these things will be less strenuous. At the same time, you will be doing your activities.
जिसकी भी ड्राइविंग सीट सारी एक ही नजर करती है, क्या they are confirmed to these norms कि you should be comfortable while sitting?
They are aware of the norms and we have all these adjustments kept in the car. But we have our wrong habits which we don't follow. So all the cars you'll see, they can incline their backrest seats. You can lift up the seats the lower level of the seat. If lifting up काफी cars में नहीं होती है जो पूरा नहीं करते, you can place a cushion. A simple thing, just place a cushion. So at least your thighs is supported well on the seat. Heel उठा के चलाते हैं most of the time. The heel should be supported on the floor. How that will help is you won't need your knee muscles to work. So no overexertion is happening. Foot muscles का काम है, let the foot muscle do the job. The knee need not work for the foot. That's why if हम correct posture में रहेंगे तो ये सारी चीजें possible है. Wrong posture में रहेंगे तो compensatory muscles हम ज़्यादा use करते हैं. Like that. Alright. So why do we need posture control? And what is posture control going to do? So basically, if हम wrong postures में ज़्यादा देर तक work करते हैं, it results in certain wear and tear changes in the body. Like if I'm bent like this for long hours, my workstation is on the right side. I'm turning like this and working throughout the day. So these are creating certain wear and tear changes on one side and overstretching this part. So the bones, the movements in the joints, कहीं पे compression ज़्यादा हो रहा है या कहीं पे overstretching हो रही है. So all these changes lead to these wear and tear changes which happen. So maintaining the correct alignment is important, for which we are doing these posture control techniques. It also helps us to prevent ourselves from fatigue. So whenever we have overused our muscle, we'll see ourselves holding our neck like that. Why is that happening? Because we have overworked that muscle and we are supporting that muscle. So keeping in correct posture help us prevent us from that fatigue. And also it prevents our spine from getting fixed in abdominal positions. You see a lot of people having complaints of stiff neck, spasm, slip disc. These are very common complaints which young kids come to us with. So like young kids, they study for long hours, they would be having their neck down into the books all the time. So if that's not done in correct posture, it's bringing change in their spine. So I have like 11-year-old, 12-year-old kids coming to us for therapy. Why? Because they are not in their right posture. They are sitting on iPads all day long, playing computers. So all these things are bringing a change. If they are doing the same thing, I'm not saying no, they should not do all this. It's their childhood, they are supposed to do all these things. But if they do it in right posture, that is important. So like in our childhood, if we look back, we would see many of our elders telling us, okay, walk straight. Why are you sitting like this? Why are you sitting hunched? We used to get irritated by those things. That why is somebody telling me to walk straight, to sit straight? I can't do all that. But eventually, over a period of time, that is the thing which we have to put in ourselves, and we have to be aware. Body का awareness हमें खुद को होना चाहिए कि कहीं पे strain feel हो रहा है, कहीं पे stress feel हो रहा है. Change your position, change your posture, and sit in a comfortable place. Okay, so few fun things which is important about posture and which will help us in our life is the longer the spine, the longer the life. So that would just say that if we are sitting upright, we sit tall, we walk tall, all these things would help our spine stay healthy. It would prevent it from any nerves getting pressed on the spine. It would help us prevent from all the pain, which would give us a better life, which would give us a longer life. Why longer life also is if we are sitting hunched for a long period of time, it compresses our lungs. It doesn't allow enough oxygen to reach in our body. Abdomen में जो digestive system है, उसका working slow हो जाता है. If there's too much of the neck strain happening, it results in stress, it results in headaches. A lot of people get migraine problem very often. But 90% of the time, migraine is nothing but neck muscle stiffness. 90% of the time. They come to us, I've seen patients coming with giddiness, terrible giddiness, who sit for long hours on the computer and their head is spinning. And one muscle release and they go completely fine back home. So it's most of the time just some muscles, and जो disc prolapse or slip disc और ये सब big terms जो है, they happen later. First, it's always your muscle or your bone. ये दो चीज का stiffness होता है and eventually ये बहुत time तक चला तब जाके it will break down. And वो breakdown को ठीक करने के लिए भी it's not only medicine, you have to exercise, keep correct posture, maintain correct alignment so that it doesn't happen again. Many people, one of the doctor come to me for treatment. He is taken for his back pain since 10 years. He's been taking therapy. He has taken injections, steroid injections, facet का surgery करा लिया spine में, ozone therapy करा ली. He has tried every possible treatment, and none of that helped. And he's just taken 3 days of therapy where he corrected his posture, he corrected the tight muscles, he stretched those tight muscles, and within 3 days you can talk to him. I can give you his number. Within 3 days he's completely alright with his back pain, and he's been suffering that for 10 years. So that's what posture does to you. So it's very important you stay in correct postures, you don't let any injury happen to your body, you won't get any pain. Alright, taking frequent breaks is also one thing which we should do. Like if we are sitting for long hours and हमारा काम है ही कि बैठना ही है, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Just get up, put a water bottle at a distance, कि उस बहाने you will get up, pick your water, drink water, come back to sitting. Utna to break you can take in between your work. So even that much is good enough to relax your spine, to give some blood circulation in your spine, to cure any stiffness or any strain or any stress happening to the body. So that can be one thing which we can do. And so nerves and ये सारी चीजें involve बाद में होती है. पहले it's just the muscle and the bone which is involved. So correct it then and there so that it doesn't lead to a point where nerves and other the major complaints are taking place in the body. Okay, so few very common things which happen because of wrong posture is neck and shoulder pain. So a lot of people have a habit of bending down and sitting, hunched sitting, looking on the computers. So all these things result in these neck pain complaints. So it's important how we can prevent ourselves from these neck pains is something I would like to share. So always make sure your ear is in line with the shoulder. So whenever we are sitting, just keep a check that is it in line or is it like this. If it is a little forward, extra weight is borne. We have seen that other picture. There's more weight which our neck is taking, more work which our neck is doing. So neck and shoulder in one line. That is very important. ये चीज आपने कर ली. So neck pain, neck compression, हाथों में दर्द जो आता है, गर्दन से हाथों में दर्द आता है, ये टाइप की प्रॉब्लम्स आपकी 80% तो वहीं कम हुए. Then you can definitely do strengthening for your neck muscles so that such pains don't keep happening again and again. Elbow pain is very common among the computer users. So they are using their fingertips long amount of time, which makes these muscles tighten up. So as these muscles get tight, so they lead to these elbow pain complaints. So basic stretches which we can do generally is just you're sitting at the workstation, एक बार दो बार you just pull your arm and then you start working. By reflex, many people might be doing it also कि हमको pain होता है तो हम कई बार stretch कर लेते हैं हाथ को या we just pull our body away. So why वो natural reflex क्यों है body में? Because our body knows how to deal with it. But if that's happening again and again and not enough stretches are taking place, then it leads to pain. So elbow pain is also very common. Low back pain, I think 60% of our population is having low back pain, be it a 10-year-old, be it a 8-year-old, be it a 60-year-old. So low back pain, the major issue is sitting long hours, which is resulting in these back pain complaints. Sitting, like we discussed, we should be sitting on our hip bones and not on our lower back whenever we are sitting. So always make sure we are sitting back supported. You might be saying that it's many things to keep a check on, and how should we do so many things? काम छोड़ के posture ही देखते रहे. So it will take you 1 week of time to learn and adapt yourself कि correct postures में आप किस टाइप से रह रहे हो. Just 1 week of time. एक week, keep yourself aware of our body, then it becomes your habit. Then you don't even have to think about it, and you will be doing it like that. You'll feel more confident, the postures are right, you'll feel more energetic, you'll be able to work more, you'll become more efficient. Because once you're pain-free, the only thing which pulls you down from doing any work is pain and tiredness. That is gone, you can do your functions better. Knee pain is also one of the complaints, so bad walking postures, not enough stretching. Like we all are going walking, you all said. But how many of us are doing stretching after walking? That is more important than going for a walk. आप वॉक नहीं करो मेरे को चलेगा, लेकिन स्ट्रेच करना आपको जरूरी है. आपको आज उसका पेन कंप्लेन या आज उसका हैजार्ड नहीं पता चलेगा. But if you are not walking, if you are walking for say an hour, half an hour, but you are not stretching, तो आपने उस मसल्स को बहुत सारा वर्क करने लगाया है, and you are not giving enough oxygen and nutrients back to that muscle. That muscle is going to undergo tightness. It's going to overlap, and over a period of time, knee pain, heel pain, back pain, ये सारी complaints start to appear. So after walking, very simple stretch. Just stretch your calf muscles, stretch your leg muscles. That's it. I'm not saying your upper body stretch, but a very simple stretch which we can do is just place one leg in front and one behind. You would feel some stretch coming in the calf muscles and in the back. Nothing should come in the lower back, but mainly in the calf muscles. Just three times of this stretch, maybe on both the sides you can do, and hold the stretch. That is more important. So you would hold the stretch for at least 10 seconds of time.
After walking?
After walking. It is very important. And if you all are not doing it, you should start it from today. It would take maybe 5 seconds of your time, a little more, but it works brilliantly.
How many times?
And we can do 3 repetitions, and that would happen on both the sides. Yeah.
And before walking, do we need to do something else before walking?
So walking, you should start with a slow walk always. A slow walk itself is a warm-up, and then you increase the pace of a walk. So initial 5 to 10 minutes of your walk should be a slow pace walk, where you start feeling certain heat in the body, and that's when you slowly increase. So that can be your warm-up, that's completely fine. But for cool down, it is very important to do that cool down, because muscles undergo a lot of work, and if you are going to your routine after that, you are again making that muscle work. So that leads to breakdown in the muscles, that leads to changes happening in the joints, and the pressure alters in the joint. So a very simple stretch is this one, and you can find a stair anywhere and just drop your heel down. You would get a tremendous stretch, like especially those who are walking and they are not stretching after that. Initial few days you will feel a lot of stretch, but it is very important. So you should start that. Hold is important. Just do it 3 times, that's it, after your walk. Okay? So one of the very important exercise which we all can practice would be just standing with the wall. That's it. I would want your head, your shoulders, your hips, your heel, all with the wall. What that will do is, it will help maintain these natural curves in the spine. At the same time, any alteration which is taking place, any imbalance which is taking place. Like a lot of people have a habit of standing like this, which is an excessive curve in the lumbar spine, which leads to low back pain complaints. So bas kuch nahi, for 1 minute every day, if you can just stand with the wall, pura head, shoulder, neck, just support it and just pull yourself up. If we are pulling ourselves up and just standing like that, many of you will feel your knees not touching the back on the wall. You might feel that, but as you keep doing it every day, it will help you correct all these problems. And anything which is going out of proportion, this exercise can help it bring back to the proportion. This is the simplest exercise, which you can practice in your routine, which will help you release all the postural imbalances. At the same time, it will help you develop a taller spine. Alright, few back pain complaint, as it's a very common complaint, I would like to share a very simple exercise for it. It would just be stretching your lower back, so just pulling it backward and relax. That's it. So you can do this exercise at your workstation. आप कहीं बाहर किसी के लिए wait कर रहे हैं, उसी देर में कर सकते हो. आप एक रूम से दूसरे रूम जा रहे हो, you're waiting for something, you put up something on the gas, वो जब तक cook हो रहा है food, तब तक कर सकते हो. You can do it anytime. So there is no fixed time निकाल के आपको exercise करनी है. Nothing like that. Just when you know you have back pain complaint, keep stretching your back many times in the day. It is not आप दिन भर रॉन्ग posture में बैठोगे और दिन में सिर्फ एक ही बार एक्सरसाइज करोगे. That's not gonna help you correct it. You have, if दिन भर आप रॉन्ग posture में हो तो बीच बीच में करेक्शन करते रहो उसका. So that over for a longer period of time it will bring a change in the spine. So this is a very simple exercise, and for neck and shoulder as well, just pulling back your shoulders. This is something which you can do at your workstation. आप अपने काम पे भी easily कर सकते हैं ये वाला exercise. Plus वो आपको neck और जो भी strains हो रहे हैं उससे prevent करेगा. So just simply pulling your shoulders behind will help you. So when you're sat, you know you're sat for long hours on the computer or on the phone or bending your neck down, you just pull your shoulders back in between. So that will be very helpful. Knee stretch, like I have shown, should be done after your walk, after long hours of standing. When you've traveled long, you've walked for long hours, you should do this stretch in between. When you have those pain complaints, then definitely you should do more often. And if there are no pain complaints, then just once a day is also enough. I would just like to know if anybody has any questions about posture and any specific thing they would want to know. Yes.
What posture are we supposed to give while practicing meditation or something?
While practicing meditation? Yeah, so depends you're practicing meditation on the chair or on the floor.
On the floor.
If you're doing it on the floor, in meditation, we want an erect spine, but we don't want a military pose spine. Like the sitting posture we have discussed,
Yes.
I would just want your ear, your shoulder and your hip to be in one line when you're sitting. I don't want you to sit like this, where your neck goes slightly forward from your shoulder. We don't want you to be like that also, extremely tight. The meditation, the first thing, you should make all the muscles relaxed. You shouldn't be overworking on any of your muscles. So, आपको बस body को alignment में रखना है, and then take a deep breath, and every breathe out, you just try releasing every muscle. Especially these muscles are the ones which will feel tight because you are trying to sit straight. But with every breathe out, you have to relax that muscle. So just like how we just tighten ourselves and leave it loose, so the same way you do it with your body. So in meditation, it's important you are putting weight on your hip bones when you are sitting. So जब भी आप बैठ रहे हैं, आपको feel होना चाहिए आपकी hip bones. That is important. And shoulder and ear and hip should all be in one line.
And what am I supposed to do with my feet when I'm practicing sitting meditation?
So that depends. If you're sitting in the cross leg or you're sitting normal sitting, that doesn't matter. Your weight bearing is what matters. So your foot is not doing the weight bearing. Standing में आप खड़े हो तो मेरे को foot important है.
Okay.
But in sitting, you're sitting, putting your weight on the hip. So, and especially when you're sitting in Padmasana, you have overstretched your tissues. Alright? If any time you have complaints of knee or anything, then you should not do these extreme stretch positions. But if you don't have any knee complaints, then you can go ahead and sit in Padmasana as well for meditation. Mainly, it's the hip bone where you should bear your weight. Your weight shouldn't be like this on the lower spine, or the weight shouldn't be forward on your knee or on your foot. The weight should be on the hip bone, and hip, shoulder and neck should be in one line. That is important. Any other questions?
Sometimes the stretching causes sort of cramps in the legs and all.
Yes.
What are the reasons for that, and what is the solution for it?
Yes. So stretching, there are different levels to stretching. अब मैं आपको ये वाला stretch करने बोली हूँ, लेकिन if you think कि bending this much is giving you knee pain, so I would not want you to bend that much. I would want you to reduce that range like that. And cramps, most of the time cramps is due to lack of salts in the body, or when we have overworked the muscle. That's the time you get cramps. So whenever stretching के time पे cramp आता है, तो वो muscle का थोड़ा सा movement करिए and उसके बाद में try it again. If doing this is giving you cramp, आप distance pair का कम करेंगे and then try doing it. Do it. Don't stop doing it because cramp आया, but do it in a modified way, such that the cramps should not come. And cramps if बहुत often आते हैं, so salt water, in lime salt water is a very good remedy, or electron water is also a very good remedy for that. Most of the time salt की कमी की वजह से these cramps come, and your muscles are not used to it also. So that is also one of the reasons कि if certain activity you are not used to and you are doing that activity, इसके लिए those cramps come. But as you keep stretching every day, as the muscles and the joints become more and more flexible, it will get better.
Tennis elbow pain, how can we avoid it? Tennis elbow.
Tennis elbow. So mainly while playing badminton or while sitting on the computers, people develop these. So just if you have elbow pain complaint, like I said, it's a common formula for all the things. आपको back pain है, back का stretching दिन भर करते रहो. Elbow pain है, elbow का stretching दिन भर करते रहो. I'll not tell you difficult stretching, simple stretches. Like दिन भर मतलब you do it maybe every 2 hours. Once you pull your elbow like that and you walk again. It's not even taking 1 second of your time and it's easily done. Like backward bending I told you for back pain, you just stretch once, go back to your routine. After 2 hours again, whenever pain is coming, think about stretching. Whenever pain is coming, अरे pain फिर से आ गया, don't think that. Think about stretching and how you can fix it then and there. It's very important that you correct it and you cure it. It is otherwise it will keep on coming. So like elbow pain, if it happens often, just stretch. You'll feel the stretch in that extensor muscle, and it is just this one muscle which leads to pain. Massage is also a very good remedy if we can do, and most of the time elbow pains come from the shoulder also. From the shoulder also, especially the badminton players and everybody, most of them have imbalances in their shoulder which leads to these pains. So a massage can help correct any imbalance. A badminton player है तो उसका right side के muscles ज़्यादा toned है, left side के कम developed है. So due to overwork, again, as we discussed, it leads to wear and tear, it leads to injury, it leads to pain. So such wear and tear will not happen. How? By correcting it, by massage, which can help जो भी stiff या tightened muscle है, it will open it up, and now you can go back to your sport. So that's why any sport also we play, it is very important we stretch enough. नहीं तो imbalances develop होने लगते हैं. अब आप ये hand से खेल रहे हो और आपने उस hand का तो stretching किया नहीं, and that's happening over and over again. You play badminton every day or tennis. Okay. You're doing that every day. So you are overworking this part of the body and you are ignoring this part of the body. What that will do over a period of time is create imbalance. So such imbalances we should prevent our body from. So just analyze. It would give you can give 1 week to yourself where you analyze all the activities you are doing and then try just modifying it a little. I won't say take out time from your work and do exercise because then exercise will never happen. You have to put exercise in your habits. You have to make it like it's your routine, like it's your bread and butter. That's when it will give you relief in longer periods of time.
What type of postures are required to release that belly fat which is on the down portion?
Yes. So lower abdominal belly fat, most of the time you would see excessive lumbar curve which is taking place. So you won't have that much abdomen, जितना दिखेगा because excessive anterior tilt हुआ रहता है pelvis का. Why this tilt can happen is if we are sitting for long period of time, जो hip के muscles होते हैं, front of the hip के जो muscles होते हैं, वो tight हो जाते हैं. हम ज़्यादा समय तक एक जैसा बैठते जो हैं, उससे ये हिप के मसल्स टाइट हो जाते हैं, जिसके कारण एक एंटीरियर टिल्ट हो जाता है। पेल्विक बोन एक है, वो थोड़ा सा आगे की तरफ टिल्ट होता है क्योंकि सामने के मसल्स उसे खींच रहे हैं। So that's the reason this anterior belly fat, most of the time हम कितने भी exercise कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो, my stomach is not big. Why that is happening? Because you've not corrected the posture. So try stretching your hip muscles before starting to work on your lower abdominal, and a very simple pelvic tilt which you can do. Pull your lower stomach in, trying to pull your pelvis backward. You can do it in sitting also, you can do it in standing also. So just pull your lower belly in and relax. And try doing this in most of your activities in the day. You'll never get back pain complaints. At the same time, you will help yourself with the lower belly at least inches. You'll find a change in at least 2 weeks of time if you keep this in your practice. While standing you can do, while sitting you can do it anywhere. Just pull in your lower belly in and do all the activities in the day. Normal chest से breathing करना है, but your stomach is pulled in all the activities. You will find that change in the posture, and at the same time it will help us reduce the lower abdominal area.
लगातार लॉन्ग टर्म अगर स्टडी कर रहे लंबे समय कर रहे तो ऑब्वियसली नेक तो नीचे रहेगा उसमें, compensated means keeps on changing the position then.
No, it need not be down like that. कुछ भी चीज हम पढ़ रहे हैं तो नीचे रखने की जगह कोई चीज ऐसी है, आपका head 10 to 15 degrees tilt हो रहा है, that's normal, that's fine. But if your head is bending like that, if table के ऊपर हमने रखा है, we bend our head like that. So just put you get these reading boards nowadays, which you can put on the table, which is slightly inclined. So these reading boards really help you. You don't have to bend that much to read. The book is lifted up for you. That's what I said. You don't have to fit yourself in the environment. You have to change the environment such कि भाई मैं तो straight ही बैठूंगी. How can the book be placed so that my neck is straight? So you can keep your book like that. You can keep it on the board. If bending down, there's no need of bending down and reading like this at any point. You can always change the position of the book, which will help. So those reading boards come nowadays. You are understanding? Slight inclined boards like this. तो आपका book उसमें थोड़ा सा tilted हो जाएगा. तो book read करने के लिए, I'm not saying इतना straight बैठ के read करना है. Normal read करो, no problem. But don't do this and do reading. That is a crime.
और भी कोई फुल रिफ्लेक्टिव जो बोर्ड होता है समवेयर इतना कंफर्ट नहीं मिलता है,
पढ़ने का comfort नहीं है.
लगातार काफी लंबी स्टडी चलती है.
Yeah.
It doesn't give the comfort of reading actually.
Reading का comfort नहीं.
What we do normally कि जो भी पोजीशन में कर रहे हैं, we just keep on changing the 10 मिनट 20 मिनट में ये ऐसे बैठ के पोजीशन चेंज करती है.
Correct. So if changing position is also one of the things,
Yeah.
but changing position again, you would bend this side, you
Yeah.
bend that side,
Yeah.
that's again creating imbalances. So a very simple thing is you sit back supported, you sit
Yeah.
on a relaxed chair, you pull your chair inside the table as much as you can and put it on the reading belt. If that position is being a discomfort, just get up, move around a little, come back to sitting.
Break here.
Also one more thing, on the bed if we are reading, you don't take it down on the lap and read. You can bend your knee and lie down in the bed.
Yes.
So you are sitting in the bed, bend your knee और knee के ऊपर आप book रखोगे. So that's also a comfortable position. At the same time, it will not lead any overstretching happening anywhere. Your back is relaxed, you are sitting on your hip bone, bend both your knees and place the book on the lap and use it. Like that.
हिप्स वगैरह बर्डर जैसे उसके लिए भी कुछ पोज वगैरह
Yeah, the hips or neck, why these expansions are happening is because they sit for long hours.
Right.
Most of in their schools they are sitting, in their tuitions they are sitting, for studying they are sitting, to watch TV they are sitting. So sitting is happening most of the time in the day.
Yeah.
So how they can do is, you can put them in some activity, maybe certain sports can help. Walking is a very good exercise. If they don't have much time, just 10 minutes, go for a run and come back. Everyday routine exercise and stretching is the most important thing which is needed. And for the posture, the broad, जो broad हो रहा है, that is because of prolonged sitting. So that should be changed. So like very simple things, you get standing tables nowadays. So certain modified things, like you can put it on a table and maybe stand for a while and read, sit for a while and read. Keep changing your posture. That is important. Because sitting too much is also a trouble. So again, sitting, these pelvic tilts are nice. You can strengthen the hip muscles if the hip is widening too much because of sitting. So strengthening exercises help a lot.
Most of the time, stretching is important actually in all these
Stretching
things.
in everything. आपको पेन होना स्टार्ट हुआ है, स्ट्रेचिंग करो. Many times strengthening भी needed रहती है, but stretching is the first thing which is required. जो भी पार्ट में पेन है, उस पार्ट का स्ट्रेच करना है. एल्बो में पेन है, उसको स्ट्रेच करना है. बैक